Hello everybody and welcome to the Ottawa Expositor, this 26th of July of 2015. And I just wanted to bring up, we did a show breaking down the Lafayette shooting hoax, at which I do have the link down below and you can watch that there. That's on our We'll Do It Live, the Real Alternative podcast channel on YouTube. Now, when I did share this, and I was promoting it throughout the interwebs, this time on G+, I did notice we have one of our very loyal subscribers, BlessedBySuffering, and he popped in to give us, or he or she, whoever it is, popped in and gave us a great tidbit of information regarding the Louisiana Governor, Bobby Jindal. So, if that is how you pronounce it correctly, maybe it's Jindal, I don't know, whatever. I'm just going to say Jindal. So, Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal turns out to be a more interesting character than I realized. Excuse me, guys. After school at Oxford, he turned down Yale and Harvard to become a Rhodes Scholar, sponsored by Rothschild. Now, we've gone through the Rhodes Scholarship before on this channel, but just to get back into it again, it was created by John Cecil Rhodes, a prominent Mason. You would know him after the country Rhodesia, well, the former country Rhodesia, was named after him. And essentially, him and his Masonic buddies created a scholarship. It was a group, a fraternity of people in the Oxford University. And their goal, though Wikipedia might tell you differently, you can do your research on your own, and you will find that their main goal was to bring all of the world power under British control. And for those who know much about British control, these guys are Knights of Malta, which are controlled by the Vatican Empire. So, when you look at it, all comes back to it, all roads lead to Rome. But we do have this here, and I'm going to read on a little bit further here. He is a Catholic convert who has written for Jesuit magazine. Now, we will just fact-check that now in a moment, because you want to make sure that whenever you have anybody criticizing the Jesuits, some of the best Jesuits out there, some of the most effective, are the ones that criticize them. So be very careful about that. Check me out. I was born Roman Catholic, by the way, but I no longer support it. I have my name on the rolls, but I do not support Roman Catholicism at all. I believe they cash themselves out to be Christians, when really they are the antithesis to Christianity. And you'll see this a little bit further as we go on. Catholic convert who was written for Jesuit magazine and was head policy advisor in health and human services under G.W. Bush, and of course around for the BP oil spill. We know when we see a good hoax, we can count on Freemasons and Jesuits to be somehow connected. Good show last night, blah, blah. Well, thank you very much, by the way. And thank you very much for that comment. So now we just need to double check the facts that you put through for us. So we'll go to that link there, which ends up bringing you to America Magazine. Okay. And yes, this is America Magazine. Sorry, maybe I should be a little bit more prepared next time. However, so yeah, America Magazine, also known as Jesuit Magazine, created by American Press, Inc., the Society of Jesus controlled, and editor Matt Malone from the Society of Jesus, otherwise known as the Jesuits. So, yes, America Magazine is a very Jesuit press organization. Now, was he right in saying that he was with the Jesuits, or sorry, that he wrote the article for the Jesuits as well? And it turns out, you betcha, 1993, and this goes back all the way to, yeah, July 31st of 1993, so almost 13 years ago. And, yeah, he talks about how he converts from Hinduism to Christianity. But when we say Christianity, when he says it, he really means Catholicism, because he knows, if he really has read the Bible the way that he said he did, with a suggestive mind trying to disprove Christianity, he would know the differences between Catholicism and Christianity. For example, Mary. They believe she didn't die. Do you know what the assumption of Mary is? They took her into heaven. She didn't die. Just like any other god out there, they don't die like regular humans, right? Or, you know, when they say that we don't worship Mary, we venerate her, when you can just look up the etymology of the word venerate, and it comes from the word Venus, the goddess, the Roman goddess. But anyways, I digress on that. But I just wanted to show, yes, he did absolutely write an article talking about his conversion from Hinduism to quote-unquote Christianity. And this article does reek of absolute theologian apologist trying to assimilate themselves with Christianity when they are nothing but the opposite as Catholics. You can see this in all different types. It is religious shilling, shall we say. So yeah, that's our guy. And if you want to just double check about him being in the Rhodes Scholarship, which, once again, you can always take a look into him and John Cecil Rhodes with his Freemason buddies trying to take over the world for, quote-unquote, the British monarchy / a.k.a. the Vatican Empire, controlled by the Jesuits and the Black Pope, Adolfo. So all you have to do is just go into his early life and professional career, and you can see, yes, he applied to and was accepted by both Harvard Medical School and Yale Law School, but studied at New College, Oxford, which is another name for the warden and scholars of St. Mary's College of Winchester in Oxford. St. Mary's. Because she's a saint, right? She's more holy than the average person, even though there's nothing in the Bible that would state that. The only way that you could believe that is if you listen to your Catholic priests. And that's all you have. So, he was a Rhodes Scholar as well, as you can see there. So he's part of the scam, just like BlessedBySuffering has stated. In any of these hoaxes, you're going to find Freemasons and Jesuits running rampant. And if you do a quick search for Bobby Jindal right now, he is trending in news articles because at the moment, he's looking to place an executive order on the Westboro Baptist Church. You know, the scumbag church that is probably set up for just the divisional purposes of, you know, Christians versus non-Christians, gays versus gay haters, or whatever you want to say. You know, it's just all more division bullshit. But Governor Bobby Jindal has threatened to arrest Westboro Baptist Church members if they picket the funeral of Lafayette theater shooting victims. So, the governor of Louisiana believes that he can tell other people how they can choose to spend their faith, whether or not it is as completely ridiculous as the Westboro Baptist Church. He seems to be part of an upcoming division that if you believe in free speech, well, you might as well just be on the side of the Westboro Baptist Church. More and more division, folks. And as you can see here, this man's hands are quite dirty. Thank you very much. This has been the Auto Expositor. I appreciate Blessed by Suffering's info on that. This is very important because it just seems to be that every time you find a hoax or a PSYOP like that, there does seem to be a Freemason or a Jesuit behind it. Thank you very much. Take care.